It's me, Phil Stein, back at Tortilla Flats, part 3. You notice my hair? How slick it looks? I discovered hair gel. Never used hair gel before. Isn't it great? Slick me back. Now I know what Columbus must have felt like when he discovered the Grand Canyon for the first time. You watched yesterday's part 2. That was about the drug bust. I didn't talk about after the drug bust. For weeks, I was really paranoid. You know, when you get arrested and you're innocent, and you think that people think you did something, I had real paranoia for weeks and months following that. People in my building saw the cops taking me out. One of the owners in the restaurant here, he thought I was a drug dealer, which I wasn't, you know. And also, I'm a little ticked off at Michael yesterday. She said she didn't think I could be a drug dealer. She told the cops this. Well, let me tell you something, Michael. This is America. If I wanted to be a drug dealer, I could be a drug dealer. And I'll tell you something, I could be a good drug dealer. But I chose not to be a drug dealer. But if I wanted to, I could. Freedom of choice. Come on, I want to show you something. Come over here. First, I want you to notice, this is 12th Street. See all the trees lining the street? Before the 1950s, there were no trees in the West Village. It was all empty, yeah. From Hudson Street to the river, there were no trees here. And you see this building up here? That was the first conversion they did on 12th Street. That was a warehouse originally. They converted it into a apartment building around sometime in the early 70s or mid 70s. Now, Tortilla Flats had a payphone, and the payphone was located right behind this wall. When you came in the door, it was right here. And for some strange reason, they had the same phone number as Charles P. Rogers Brass Beds. So for years, every time the phone rang, if you picked it up, someone on the other line would say, "Is this Charles P. Rogers?" So I used to just hang up and say, "No, it's not Charles P. Rogers." But then after a while, I said, "Let me have fun with it," right? So I would say, people would call up, what are the hours? They'd tell me hours. Where you're located, I'd tell them location. And then once in a while, you know, some guy would call up and I said, "Charles P. Rogers, Brass Beds." And he would ask about a bed. So I asked this guy once how much he weighed. I said, "You don't need a brass bed, buddy. You need an iron bed." I said, "Just come in and ask for Bud Anderson, Charles P. Rogers." Also, where the building I just pointed out across the street, years ago there was an art dealer named Andrew Crispo. He had the Penthouse. And he was involved with this murder, which they never pinned him on. They got him on tax evasion. But what he used to do, he used to take his binoculars from the window, from the penthouse, he could see the payphone here. And he would call this phone number, and if some cute guy would answer the phone, he would invite them up to his penthouse for some, you know, kinky sex or whatever. Who knows what he said? He said, "I'm looking at you down there. You want to come up for some cocaine and champagne," or offer him money. This we don't know, but he definitely, you get his victims from this phone booth. Every once in a while, people write to me. You know, I want to share this letter with you I got the other day. Let me get my glass. Some of this guy in Nebraska. That's in America, Nebraska. It's part of America. I got it right here. He emailed me this. I wrote it out. His name is Sean McElhaney from Omaha, Nebraska. Dear Mr. Stein, I'm graduating this year from the University of Nebraska with a degree in history. I did my thesis in New York City history around the time of the Revolution. My dream job would be to move to New York and become a New York City tour guide. I love your videos and inspired me to write to you for advice on how to fulfill my dream. All right, here's my advice, Sean. Stay in Nebraska. We don't need you here. We got plenty of tour guides and we're all out of work. So stay in Nebraska. That's my advice to you. Here's what you've all been waiting for. My latest poem. Another haiku. You ready? Where's your mask, asshole? You say it's in your pocket? Don't tell the virus. That's poetry. Okay, I think it's time to get out of here. Let me get the mask on. Until next time, Take care.